Hi, how's it going? I'm Luciano Ruas from the Brazilian Accent Improvisation, and today I'm gonna do the process of memorizing a theme. For you that are new in my channel, the process of memorizing a Brazilian theme, it's part of the learning process of getting accent. If you don't have themes, when you, for example, you will take some American jazz studies, you're gonna have solos to transcribe a lot of material. But here, I think the way we get the language is taking songs and learning with the melodies. The melodies has some we can find some interesting rhythms. We can find some anticipations. We can find interesting notes to start and to end melodies. So I recommend you that is studying for playing Brazilian music, always be learning a Brazilian tune. I recommend this a lot. Alright? Today I've chosen a samba called Folhas Secas by the composer Nelson Cavaquinho and Guilherme de Brito, and it's a samba that got known because was sang by one of the most famous voice in Brazil, and I think this the most important singer in Brazil, that was Elis Regina, and also for Betty Carvalho also. And we have the very beautiful recordings of this song. I think these samba melodies sometimes aren't so easy to memorize because of some details that are made for the lyrics, and so I always say to you that watch my live that I don't promise to memorize in one day, because some pieces are counterintuitive. So when I get 2 days to memorize a melody, I do 2 different lives. Okay? Today I'm testing a new way of filming, use the front camera, and so I'm gonna have a little problem to put the image. Let me see if I can put it. Alright, this is the lead sheet of the first part, and for you that don't know don't know me, don't know how do I think to memorize these melodies, I always try to see the most notes I can of the melody, like scale part, like some arpeggio of a known chord, or also with a piece of another song I've memorized already. So I'm going to show this process. And another thing about this process that's important is to, when you think your head is full of information and you are getting confused, change the part you are memorizing. You're gonna feel like a reset in your mind. You reset, okay? So then we create circles of studying. We study in one part and go to another. We can, I think, I recommend to study 2 or more different parts of the song at the same time. and change between them till you get the ability to play them well, or I can say 95% or 90% with just some little mistakes. Alright, so let me see. I always take themes to memorize that I don't know. I've already played with a singer, but I didn't play the melody, so I have some doubts. I don't have the precise melody on my mind. All right, let's start. So, all right, it's in the D major. Let's play. What does this melody sings like? It rounds the D notes. D note. We have to. And we got the notes of D ninth, D major ninth. So I surround the D note, and fall half a tone. All right, so okay, the second phrase, let's see. The same half tone at the end of the phrase, and we have a little design between the E minor chord. I'm not thinking this is so intuitive to me. Alright, I think it's okay, it's alright. And let's go to the third phrase and see what comes next. It's very common. I'm realizing that the samba has this the surround of the first note of the phrase. It doesn't end chromatic, and what chord can I see here? It goes up. Can think as a F sharp minor with this surround note at the beginning, and it goes out of the chord and returns to the chord. So okay, let me see if I remember the first phrase. Time to get more secure, to play with more sureness. Uh, nice. So let's go to the next phrase. We have an interesting part here, because we start with a syncopation that is the main cell of samba. All right. And after that we have a kind of scale. And let me see. We have the whole scale of D major starting on the B note. And we return to the first phrase. Oh, nice. This, I'm thinking that's difficult to memorize this rhythm that's written, but let me try a few more times. Second time. I have to remind that G, A at our own time. And B also. All right, I think it's memorized. Sorry. Let me see from the beginning. I'm getting fear of repeating, because a lot of simple ideas, but not so intuitive. Sometimes when you play choro, for example, you can find some arpeggios in melody. When you play frevo, the same. Bossa Nova sometimes has simpler melodies, but the samba, I think they are simple but not intuitive. All right, let's start from the beginning again. Let me try a second turn, because I'm not sure also, but I think I did a good job. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Let me see what comes next. I think it's similar to the first part. Oh, nice. We don't have just the the repeat of the first notes. Okay, so let me make let me join this the first part with the second. Nice. Now we don't have the simple melody, and I think, let's see, I think it's the same phrase. Nice and easy. And now we have a difference at the last phrase. So I want to repeat. There is a lot of information in my head, and I think in a few time I'm gonna lose the preciseness of what I'm doing now, and there is no problem about that. Okay. So memorize. Okay, let's see the last phrase of the first page. Very nice. This is our page of B minor 7, starting from the third. If you think this is complex, you can memorize just a few notes first and add more notes, but see, they are in 80 notes. Pa, 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 pa. That is a kind of break of the rhythm, and this can be very interesting in our improvisation, because you're playing all syncopate, all syncopated, and you do a phrase pa 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 cutting da da. So you break the expectations about the melody always being syncopated. Okay. And at the end of this phrase we have a note that I told in a quick tip on one of the first quick tips I've done, that the melodies in samba are common to, the phrases are common to end on the last note of 16th notes, but also in the second or fourth of the next measure, fourth 16th note, and we have now this. All right. Very nice. Let me repeat all of this melody. I'm gonna turn the page. We are going to work on the second page. Okay. I'm just memorizing the melody. The harmony I think we can do another. I'm always the melody first, because harmonic instruments, melodical instruments, just have this possibility to do one thing per time, or one. So I like also to memorize the harmony with the melody with details, and I think just during the melody you can learn more about it. Okay, let me repeat everything. write everything here in my mind. Okay, you are reading together. You can use this live to learn with me this melody. So I'm gonna show you the second page, second part of the melody. Alright, so what do we have here? If you see the first and second measure of each system, you're gonna see that there is some pattern. Okay, we have always octaves, and they are we having D first, and we having C and B flat. They have one tone of difference. So I memorized this without playing. It's very characteristic of Samba. This rhythm. Symmetrical, all with the same phrase. So let me see. Another ending of phrase, because we have the word at the measure 43, we have the word saudade. Saudade means when you miss someone, and because of the last syllable, we are ending the phrase. Vou sentir saudade. We have the melody, the piece of the phrase ending on the second 16 notes. Okay. I'll come back with some connection problems, but you know. And so this is very typical in Samba. If you watch the live about the song O Que É, this happens a lot in the Samba O Que É. It's a cliché, a very common cliché. Let's go from the beginning to the measure 45. Okay. One tone below. And after that we have the E7. It's very typical, this melody. And the note again, ending on the fourth 16 notes. And it's a third in E minor. What can I remind? Let me do this part. I don't have a chip still to memorize this, and this when I don't have a chip to say to you, I'm in danger also, because I don't have some idea that linked in a simple form. I realize that there are some thirds here in the measure 46 and 47. But I always like to think in a Simple idea, okay? So I'm gonna repeat through when I don't have a solution, fast solution, I work on repeating to getting the memory stronger, okay? So again, I think I commit some mistakes on the first rhythms of the symmetrical part. Now we have one more. And remember just in E minor here, okay? So we have the DC, the capo part, okay, return, and we have the coda. What is the difference between the coda and the last 4 bars of the first page? Let me see. Just rhythmic. Hands on the head, okay, of the last measure. I think, I'm not sure, but I think I memorize everything. Let me repeat just the and when we go to the coda part, when in the last line of the first page, okay, the last system of the first page. Let me do the second page again to get more to reinforce in my mind, but we are going to return to the first page, okay? After the word saudade, we have one note more to start the next phrase. This was the doubt I had now. Now. Let me turn the page to the first page you see. Alright. I'm sorry in this technology of today, but I was having problems to make live zoom with the right side of the camera. Okay. Let me do it. First page without reading. Let me turn out my iPad. I'm not reading now. Let me see what I remind. 1, 2. have the second page. Let me press here. We return to the first page again. I'm gonna take the coda, repeating just the second line and the last system of the first page. Okay. So the melody is here. Like I said, I have more or less 90%. Now I have the entire melody on my head. Sometimes it fails. The last thing I would like to show you is how my memory is working. And I am remembering all that ways I've told you. For example, I'm gonna tell you during the play. First part. Remember D add 9 and half a tone below. E minor 7 with that same target note on the middle. And half a tone below. F minor sharp, the arpeggio with that target note at the beginning. And the scale of D is starting on the B, on the B to D. The first phrase, second phrase simpler, same phrase, third, getting swing breaking with B minor, now we have the octaves part. In the second page you see, and this is a symmetrical part, okay? 1, 2, 1, 2. so the melody is all here on my head. Okay, I have memorized. And what is the interesting lesson we can take from this? There is a lot of rhythm. If you don't play samba, I think it's a very interesting theme to start with, because it has tight syncopations. For some of you, it can be difficult to play at the first read. So this is a very, very common cell in samba, and you're gonna get this idea easier if you play this song. And we have one kind of idea that I think is very interesting to display, is that measure with 80 notes. It breaks the expectations about the syncopations in no measures. We are playing and we now this. I didn't play the melody in here, but I showed you how the 80 notes break the rhythm, and what in some music is the normal, it's unusual in samba, and it creates a strong rhythm. All right, so this was the lesson about the samba folhas secas. I hope you have enjoyed. I use this to increase my repertoire, and I recommend you to always be memorizing some music. You can memorize by lead sheets or by playing by ear of recordings, and I think it's the more themes you take, more you're gonna understand more the language deeper. Okay, the more you hear, more deeper you get into the Brazilian accent. All right, so that is it. Thanks for watching, and we are every day here making lives about the Brazilian accent in improvisation, showing details, showing language, showing accentuation. If you play harmonica and melodical instruments and likes to play Brazilian music, come here, and you can write questions. I will have pleasure to answer you. All right, bye bye. Thanks for watching.